Seniors are having a really hard time just trying to afford basic necessities. This economy is horrible and it just keeps getting worse. We have things like our food prices just keep going up and up. When I go to the store, I get so depressed when I'm in the checkout lane. I just can't believe how much it costs to get a little cart of groceries. It is so hard. Energy has doubled in the last couple of years. So it's getting harder and harder to keep the lights on and heat your home. I don't know what people are doing. If you're on a fixed income, and I'm included in that. I mean, myself, I'm on the lower end, a younger end of being a senior. I'm almost 60 years old, but I'm facing these problems. And, God forbid something happens where I need some emergency money. A lot of seniors and even Americans can't come up with $1,000 for a car repair or a home repair. God forbid your water heater goes out and you need a replacement. Where do we find the money for that? And now we are on the cusp of a major global conflict, which is really horrifying. I mean, I don't even want to use the word war, but that's what we're looking at, is a major war with a number of other countries. World War III, maybe, if you will. I really worry about that, because that is going to affect us seniors. We're going to have shortages of medicine, and food is going to be even higher, and maybe some of it will be unavailable. You remember in 2020, you might want to stock up on toilet paper, because that was the new gold back then. Stock up a little bit. When you go to the store, get an extra can of something. Really, I can't stress that enough. Get a little extra something. But energy also is going to go way up, because they have to feed that war machine. And of course, as a senior, they don't care. We've been left behind. The government's not going to help us. Their war economy is not going to help us. And, we're just going to be left on our own. So I don't want any one of us to let that happen. Now, a couple years ago, I had to close my business, and I really didn't have a choice. Financially, it just was not sustainable, and physically, I could not do it anymore. The last couple of years that we were open, I was in so much pain. And, I thought, Tim, you're just getting soft. You need to push through this. And I did. I just kept forcing myself. I was doing all the cooking. I was unloading food trucks. I was standing there for 12 hours a day. And it was unbearable. I can't believe the amount of pain I was in. So let's flash forward here to the last couple weeks. And I'm stubborn, and I do not like to go to the doctor at all. But I sucked it up, and I really wanted to know what was going on with me. So I went to my doctor and said, hey, listen, this hurts, this hurts, this hurts. So he ordered a whole bunch of tests on me, x-rays and even an ultrasound. And like I was worried about, it came back. My test results came back. And I have severe arthritis in my knees, separation of the joints. I've got arthritis in my back with degenerative disc disease in my back, separation of the discs also. I have arthritis in my hands. I got a shoulder that just has been messed up. I haven't been tested for that, but it hurts, quite a bit. I guess the short thing of it all is that I am falling apart. And I find myself in a very unusual position, and maybe you find yourself in a position like this also, where I'm too broken to work, and I am too young to get Social Security. So what am I going to do? And I guess I also forgot to mention I've got this thing called CVI, and that is chronic venous insufficiency. Basically, your veins flatten out. I've got a brown spot on above my ankle, so it's something I want to have, keep an eye on. My father has it really bad, and I don't ever want to get to that point. So yes, I find myself in a bad spot, and what am I going to do to survive? I'm a proud person, and I do not like handouts. I don't like assistance, but I'm going to, I did. I applied for disability and got a lawyer, and I might make a video on going through that whole process. But the lawyers said that, I'm a good case for disability. I don't like the thought of it. I never looked down on people that were on disability. I never understood it. Why can't you work? As I get older, I'm understanding a lot more about the problems that seniors face, and I'm learning a lot. And with this channel, again, it's all about surviving and thriving as you get older. And I hope you can pick up some tips, some things I'm going through if you're younger or older, maybe something you haven't thought of. But there's so many things that you can do to get yourself in a better spot. This is what my wife Lisa and I do to help, because we're just really tight on money. And I don't know, hopefully eventually we'll sell our property. I don't know, and that will help also. But energy, we save energy simply by just not having any lights on during the day, and maybe only one on at night. We keep it fairly dark in our house. Heat, when it's hot in the summer, we keep it a little warmer in the house. In the winter, we keep it a little cooler, and just to try to help with that, horrible bill. And we don't go out to eat at all. It's very, very rare if we go out to eat. Sometimes the kids will take us out, and that's great. I feel guilty when they do. They have good jobs and they're making money, so I guess I shouldn't. But again, I'm a little proud, and maybe need to get over that a little bit. But it's nice to see them. But when we go to the grocery store, we get basic items to really stretch it through the month. Simple things, rice, beans, things like that, and add protein to it. And luckily, I'm a good cook, and been doing it for all my life. So that helps a lot. I can get creative with, cooking on the cheap is basically what I do. Looking up my notes, we do not go to movies. My goodness. We went to a movie, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago. And back then we went, the two of us, with popcorn, a drink. I think it was almost $70. And that has not happened since. We do, of course, streaming services at night. We enjoy watching movies. So there's a couple, Freebie, Tubi. I do some jewelry making to make a little money on the side, so I have Amazon Prime. So we get the Amazon Prime streaming service for free with that. So we watch movies, and we can mix it up, different genres, and that helps a lot. And then for other entertainment, what I do is on Facebook, they have community pages, and they have community event calendars. There is so much free things that you can do in your community. It doesn't matter how big, how small. I live in a small community, not a city by any means. And we're not too far. We just live right down the road from a state park, actually. And every year around 4th of July, they have the Fort Wayne Philharmonic come into the park, and they do a really cool kind of a patriotic orchestra right on the lake in the evening, and that is wonderful. It costs nothing to get into it. They open the gates for free. Doesn't cost to get into the park. Bring a towel, bring a lawn chair, and that is a wonderful evening. They also have a seaplane fly-in, and I think I just missed it, was in August. And it's so cool. You watch the seaplanes fly in, land on the lake, and they pull the planes right up to the beach. And you can talk to the pilots and check out their planes, and it goes on all day long, absolutely nothing. There's also a lot of fairs that go on. I think, in the summer, again around July, there is a little town of Fremont here, and they have a music fest, and it's grown quite a bit. And so there's bands playing up there, and of course, might want to take a little bit of money with you for a corn dog, whatever, elephant ear, whatever your, vice might be. But completely free. In the fall we have all these apple festivals. I like living in the Midwest, and it doesn't matter if you live in Florida or California. There's going to be events year-round. In the winter, gets a little tightens up a little bit, but there are a lot of indoor activities that you can do. There's some auditoriums around here that do some free events, and so we utilize that quite a bit. And that really, it takes the suffering out of the struggle, if you will, where, maybe we don't feel like we're denying ourselves, as much. You can easily, again, surviving and thriving as you get older, you can do that if you make smart decisions. And one of the smartest things I've done financially, I really pat myself on my back for this, but while I was in business, I paid both our vehicles off, and I paid off any credit cards that we had. And oh my gosh, that was the best thing that I could have done, because now we have no vehicle, payments. Insurance still kind of sucks, but credit cards, I just use a bank card, and that is it. We have one bank account, and I use a debit card. I'll never get another credit card. So that puts us ahead of a lot of people. I know, unfortunately, a lot of people are living off their credit cards. They can't afford to make it to the end of the month, so they're putting a little bit, on the store here and there. I feel bad for the people that are living paycheck to paycheck, that have families. They have to buy their children clothes, and they have no money for that. And it's just a bad thing. It's a bad circle to get into, and luckily we're not there now. So I know the disability is going to be kind of a long road. It could take a few years to get approved for that. We shall see. But going back to making the right decisions, you can feel like you're not struggling as much, making better decisions at the store. Go back and watch some of my frugal living videos I did. I just did them for fun. I kind of didn't know anything really about it, and took a deep dive and applied some of the things. So there's some videos. I have a playlist on frugal living, and there's some apps that I talk about that we use at the store, and there's some gas apps and things like that, that really, it adds up eventually. It really does help. So, we're all in this together, and I hope that you can learn something from the videos that I put out. I really would hope that you would subscribe. I'm, again, I would like to make a little money off of this eventually, and it'll be a while. I have 7 subscribers right now, and that is on YouTube standards, that's pretty shameful. But I'll tell you what, I appreciate you sevens so much that you took the time and hit that subscribe button. It only takes a second. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and I will keep getting a little bit better at these videos. I like doing them outside. I like to try to do a walking video, but my leg hurts so bad today that I decided I better sit down. I have good days and bad days with this arthritis, but want to do an outside video because I know I'm going to be cooped up this winter and they'll all be done in the house at some point. So again, I want to thank you for watching, and until next video, thank you.